Batman is so many things. He's vengeance, he's justice, he's hope, he's fear, and he's everything in between. That's what makes him such an interesting and fun character to read, because you never know what you're gonna get when you start a Batman story. Batman the Imposter by Mattson Tomlin with art by Andrea Sorrentino is a elseworld tale that aims to understand Batman's rage through the lens of psychotherapy. In only 4 issues, Tomlin digs deep into what the psyche of a vigilante like Batman would look like in real life. This isn't the comic book version of Batman that was trained by monks in Tibet who helped him transform his mind into a steel box trap. This is a Batman who is deeply troubled and borderline psychopathic, and I absolutely love the ways that was explored in this book. In one part of the story, we see Bruce Wayne as a child. However, instead of framing his childhood through the lens of his trauma, it's framed through the lens of his anger. He has loud and aggressive tantrums that are uncontrollable, making it impossible for him to assimilate into civil society. While this is only a brief scene, it serves its purpose in showing us what Batman will become, a violently entitled Manchild. This is just one example of the genius ways this book strips back the ego and uncovers the mental horrors locked away in Batman's mind. But on top of being a really compelling case study into the mind of a sociopathic borderline personality type, as the title suggests, this book also throws a imposter into the mix. Remember that scene in The Dark Knight where a bunch of people dress up like Batman and run around with guns? It's like that. However, this time it's just one imposter, and he's incredibly proficient at doing his job. This imposter scenario paves the way for a really compelling mystery that will be sure to have you at the edge of your seat. And Andrea Sorrentino's art is also spectacular. While traditional Batman comic book action scenes feel like grandiose battles, the way the action is written and drawn in this book makes the violence feel frantic and claustrophobic. And when you see enemies or even Batman gasp for air during a scuffle, it adds a sense of realism and urgency that you don't really get in a superhero comic. The fights feel up close and personal, and it makes everything feel that much more dire. Another thing about this book that's pretty interesting is that Mattson Tomlin, the author of this book, also co-wrote the 2022 Batman film, starring Robert Pattinson, directed by Matt Reeves. So if you like the feeling of Pattinson's grounded, gritty, and slightly juvenile character, this book's DNA feels very similar to that version of Batman. All around, I think Batman is just a really weird character. I love Batman, but there have been plenty of times reading Batman stories where I'm like, this dude's kind of a bad guy, right? He puts people in danger. He solves problems with his fist. He raises child soldiers. He's got anger issues. The list goes on and on, man. Batman just does a lot of harm in addition to doing a lot of good. And what I appreciate about this book is it addresses one of Batman's fatal character flaws, his anger and his rage. But this book still manages to give audiences those awesome Batman moments that everyone has come to love and expect from a good Batman comic. Now, I will say everyone has their own interpretation and headcanon of who Batman is and what Batman should be. The reason I loved Robert Pattinson's Batman movie so much is because it showed Batman to be a deeply troubled and flawed individual, but also a pretty proficient vigilante. I think Robert Pattinson's Batman movie is phenomenal because of that, and I think this book is in the same vein. It explores Batman's proficiency as a vigilante, but does not hold back when it comes to interrogating how messed up he truly is. I love that, but I know some Batman fans don't like that. Some people want Batman to be their version of Batman, the Batman that's bold, brave, stoic, and never fails to save the day. This isn't that Batman. This Batman fails. This Batman doesn't get it right every single time. This Batman has some issues. So if you don't want to see that, this might not be for you. However, definitely check this book out if you're looking for a more realistic and introspective Batman story. And if you want to support the channel, you can check it out on Organic Price Books. It's a website where you can get collected edition comic books like omnibus editions and hardcovers for up to 50% discounts. And don't forget to use code YooHoo on checkout for extra discounts. But have y'all read Batman the Imposter? Let me know down below what you think of it. And also let me know down below if there's any specific comic or topic you want me to discuss in the next video. I'll see what I can do. As always, hope y'all enjoyed. Thank you for watching.